Okay, here we go. So we're going to do our next part. Now, part B is just a word question. There's no math here. What happens to the ball after this time? Remember, the ball has rolled up the hill and stopped. This is not a trick question. This is just in there to make you think about the scenario. And what happens when a ball gets to the top and stops? It rolls back down the hill because it's not magic, it's physics. So it's going to roll back down the hill. I'm going to write that in a second. But also, I want to look at part C. Part C asks the velocity of the ball 0.2 seconds after it stops. So 0.2 seconds after it stopped, and then it's rolled back down the hill for 0.2 seconds. So we're going to find the velocity at that point. And we have to think about what parts are still usable, right? What parts are still important? So let's first write out part B. So it's in our notes. Part B is pretty straightforward. B, the ball will roll back down the hill. Excellent. Okay, so the next part of this is to think about part C. Part C, I have now said, I want to know after the ball is stopped and it rolls for another 0.2 seconds, what is it doing? So this will be correct. I also know that when it rolls down the hill, V1 started at 0 because it stopped and then it rolled down the hill. I need more information than this, and I do have a third piece of information. It's just I might not think about it right away, especially when you're first starting off. And that's this. If the slope created an acceleration of negative 5.9 up the hill, it will create the same acceleration, but positive when it goes down the hill. That is if the slope is consistent, and we are assuming that's true because all of these questions are about a constant acceleration. So I can also say that the acceleration is 5.59, but positive now because it's speeding up. It asks me, what will the velocity be at this time? So that means I want to know what is V2. I want to know what V2 is. So I know my givens. I'm going to pick an equation. I'm going to pick this guy because it has everything I have plus everything I need to know. So there we go. V2, I don't know what that is. This is going to be a nice simple one because it's going to set up really nicely. I like this when this happens. It doesn't happen very often, but it's nice to get a nice easy math equation every once in a while. So I can just type this right on my calculator. Like I said, you don't have to write down steps if you don't need to. I'm just going to go 5.59 times 0.2 and voila, I get an answer. We decided because of the 0.2, it only has 2 sig figs. This has 3. This is infinite, but time is only 2. So that means I can only have 2 in my answer. So I will end up with 1.1 meters per second. Okay, so I have all my answers. I can now do my therefore sentence. So I will do that, write out my therefore sentence, and I will be all done this question. So I'm going to rate it as one big one. Therefore, it takes 0.94 seconds to go uphill, and after it rolls back down the hill for 0.20 seconds, its velocity is 1.1 meters per second. I better not. It is. I better be a good girl. Okay, so all done.